your relationship and what's going on between the two of you a catalyst in that? Is there stuff because there's clearly a very tight bond?
Obviously we're close. Obviously we're tight.
You guys, we seriously need to talk about what is going on between Jojo Siwa and Chris Hughes. Relation is one wild mess. Like, are they together, bowling? Is this some kind of extended PR stunt? Or are we all just caught in the middle of their own personal reality show? Because it's giving couple energy, but it's also giving major clout-chasing vibes, and fans are confused, irritated, and maybe a little bit fascinated too. If you've been online even for 5 minutes in the last few weeks, you've probably seen the TikToks, the Instagram posts, the paparazzi shots, and of course that one infamous moment of them cuddled up in bed. Yes, in bed. And no, they're not calling it a relationship. They're calling it friendship. Soulmate level friendship, apparently. Because that makes sense, right? Now, let's rewind a little. This all started during their time together on Celebrity Big Brother UK back in April. Jojo and Chris formed a super tight bond in the house, and people started talking. I mean, when your so-called bestie is kissing you on the forehead and laying in bed with you, naturally, the internet is going to ask a few questions. Especially when, right after the show wrapped, Jojo broke up with her girlfriend Cath at the after party. Cath was blindsided and straight up humiliated, and of course, she blamed Chris for it. Jojo, on the other hand, denied that Chris was the reason behind the breakup. She stood her ground, insisted she didn't cheat, and claimed that her relationship with Chris had nothing to do with her split. According to her, there were so many reasons for the breakup, but Christopher wasn't one of them. And she said it loud enough to make sure the internet heard.
So many reasons why my breakup happened. Christopher is not one of them. And I actually told this to Cath, I was like, maybe it would be easier if he was, but he is not one of them.
But the problem is, even if she's telling the truth, their behavior has made it really hard for people to believe that. Since Big Brother ended, they've been doing the absolute most. We're talking Mexico getaways, cozy beachside pics, cute captions, and oh yeah, that forehead kiss. Because nothing screams just friends like forehead kisses and spooning on social media. Chris even posted a photo of them in bed on a Sunday, like it was just some casual, sleepy Sunday morning with your platonic soulmate. And that's when people really lost it. Some fans were living for it, but a whole lot more were cringing hard. One person literally commented, "This was not on my 2025 bingo card." Another said, "All this during Pride Month is absolutely wicked." I realized that her favorite person might be more than a friend. And the way she answered that question, it was so vague and emotional that it left everyone more confused than ever. She said it happened at loads of different times and that there was never one moment, just a bunch of little shifts. She smiled the whole time while answering, saying she's very happy now. But girl, if you're happy and you're more than friends, just say that.
I'm very, very happy with where we are currently, obviously. Very, very, I mean, it literally smile every single second of every single day now. But one of my personal biggest frustrations in my life right now is that I actually don't know. I genuinely don't know, and I've spoken to him about it, I've spoken to my mom about it. I don't know the moment that it was never like a light switch happened. It just, you know what I mean? And so yeah, I genuinely don't know.
Meanwhile, Chris is out here doing interviews, calling Jojo his favorite human, saying he misses her so much he gets stomach rumbles. Yes, actual stomach rumbles from separation anxiety. Sir, what even? He said Jojo makes him smile every single second of the day. Again, if you're just friends, you've got a pretty romantic idea of friendship going on.
She's just my favourite person. We've had so many questions from everyone about Jojo, but yeah, she's just my favourite human and somebody I can literally talk about relentlessly. I think you've had it all night, haven't you? Last night, as in the questions. Jay's had questions and answers, but yes, I miss her. My stomach was rumbling earlier, and I keep getting stomach rumbles, and that I always get that when I have separation anxiety.
Chris has also been attending Jojo's concerts, showing up at shows on tour, cheering her on like a full-time boyfriend. But still, neither of them will say they're officially together, and fans are getting tired of the games. One comment said, "They're doing everything to show they're together, but can't answer a simple yes or no." Another person added, "Proper annoying how they can't just say they're together. It's called making a lot of money."
Okay. On her cheek.
But here's where things start to feel even more off. People aren't just annoyed by the clout chasing. There's also this weird feeling people have about Chris specifically. He's 32. Jojo just turned 22? That's a 10-year age gap, and fans aren't letting it slide. Even Trisha Paytas during a podcast with Gabby said it felt creepy. Like, she watched Chris on Love Island back in the day with a whole different vibe, and now seeing him all over Jojo is just bizarre. Trisha straight up said it felt like an HR violation, like a coworker giving unsolicited back rubs. And when you combine that with Chris's very polished appearance and overly rehearsed affection, a lot of people are starting to think he's the one chasing the spotlight here.
Yeah, after seeing him like with this, other girl, and then with Jojo, who is like a lesbian, she feels like, kind of like a kid still.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't feel like she's matured. So it's like, how can you go from that to this?
It is wild. What do you think it is? You think it's clout?
Yeah.
Because that is...
He's so desperate.
There's also this idea floating around that Jojo might be getting used. That maybe Chris sees her massive platform, her money, her media power, and he's just riding the wave for as long as it lasts. And that's where fans are really drawing the line. They don't want to see Jojo get hurt. Because whatever people think about her breakup with Cath, at the end of the day, nobody wants to see someone manipulated or played. But at the same time, some fans are saying Jojo knew what she was doing. She's no stranger to media games, and she's been playing this fame game since she was a kid. Maybe this whole thing is just a calculated way to stay trending. Ride the Big Brother attention, sell some headlines, and keep the checks rolling in. If that's the case, good for them, I guess. Just don't act confused when people call it out. Of course, there's also the possibility that even they don't know what's going on between them. Jojo did say she genuinely has no idea when things shifted from friends to something else. Maybe it wasn't a clear line. Maybe it's all just unfolding in real time, and they're as lost in it as everyone else watching. But if that's the case, they need to stop feeding the confusion. Because the internet is only going to get more brutal the longer they keep up this ambiguity. Especially with the backlash already brewing over their age gap and the drama with Cath. People aren't going to let that go anytime soon. Whatever the truth is, one thing's for sure, this story isn't over. Whether Jojo and Chris come out and finally confirm what we already think we know, or keep playing this just friends game, fans are going to keep talking. Because this whole thing is just too messy to look away from. Let us know what you really think. Are Jojo and Chris just milking this for clout? Or are they genuinely in love and scared of the backlash? Either way, this ride has just started. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next twist, because you already know another one's coming.